The Tim and Tony podcast is brought to you by Tim. Why do you use Bucked Up?
Because Tony, everybody needs a little help in their life. I found out a few years ago that I needed that extra push to actually do my workouts at the level that I wanted to be doing them at and to get the results that I wanted to out of working out. And so, one of the most frustrating things is when you're hitting the gym as hard as your body will allow you to, and you feel like you're not getting anywhere. These supplements will really help you get to that next level, get to that next step, and push you to hopefully reach your goals. So that's why I use it.
Bucked Up. It tastes fantastic and it helps you work out. Get it, use it. We have a promo code, right?
We do. Promo code, very easy to remember. It's T and T20. Get 20% off your Bucked Up order. They have supplements, every single one you can think of, shirts, hats, fucking joggers, anything you could possibly want. They've got it.
TNT joggers.
TNT 20. Get 20% off your entire order today online, buckedup.com.
TANDT 20.
Tony, before we had this podcast and we received this next wonderful sponsor, we both struggled with our fashion game, specifically and especially our gym fashion game, which is an underrated part of going to the gym.
Yes.
So please tell the people how they can get more excited about going to the gym and what company they can go to buy some stuff that'll make them feel better.
So what's great is, wow, interesting. We're keeping that in. So all you got to do is go to TidalWear.com, because what you're going to find there is you're going to find some of the most comfortable and flattering, might I add, gym wear on the market. They got hoodies, they got sleeveless hoodies, they got tank tops, they got t-shirts, they got shorts, they've got compression pants, and they've got sports bras, they've got leggings, they've got all of it. It's fantastic. The quality is amazing. It's made for workouts, so they're durable, and it's just plain comfortable. So, Tim, what's that promo code?
Very easy to remember. It is TNT15. That's TANDT15. That's 15% off your entire order. You can order one thing. You can order 13 things. You can order 100 fucking things. It's 15% off the entire order at Tidal.com.
And if you want to order 100 fucking things, you do it, and you do it with the promo code TANDT15. Tim, do you care about sustainability?
I do.
Do you care about comfort?
I very much do.
Do you care about style?
A little bit.
Do you care about just looking good?
I really do. I really do care about all those things. I didn't mean to put sustainability. It feels like I put sustainability a little lower on that list than I should have. But I care about those things deeply.
And in fact, sustainability is actually one of the best parts about what I'm about to talk about. Allbirds, they make incredible shoes. They make incredible clothing. They make incredible socks. Tell us about it, Tim.
Welcome to the program, Allbirds. We're happy to have you on board.
Absolutely.
These are, no exaggeration, the most comfortable fucking shoes I've ever worn in my entire life.
And you don't have to just wear them when you're having sex.
That's right. That's right. I can't believe we just put that in an ad. They look great. They feel better, and they're good for the planet. This is a little bit different than we've done in the other ones. We're going to attach the link to go to Allbirds, where you can pick up not only a pair of shoes, a shirt. They're making joggers. They've got shorts, whatever you want. You buy anything on the store, you get a free pair of socks with it on us. If you do go to the store and buy some Allbirds, please use the link that's in the description of this podcast.
Yes, and they don't do deals like this. This is like the only one out there Like, this is the one deal. So that's what we're bringing to you guys. You should do it. Get the stuff because it's a great company and they make great stuff.
In a crowded room, somewhere in town.
So, Tim, we've now watched a couple days of the NBA playoffs. Welcome. It's always good to be here. But today, being April 18th, at least for my money, has been a pretty lackluster day of basketball. How are you feeling at the moment?
I mean, I was told that the 2022 MVP would be playing tonight in prime time against one of the most important franchises of the last 20 years. I have a list here of multi-time MVP winners because we used to care about this.
We did.
There's 14 of them.
Real quick though, because I don't know if you're still watching the game. He's now been ejected.
Yeah,
they're down 20.
So multi-time MVP winners: Kareem, Bill Russell, MJ, Chamberlain, LeBron, Moses Malone, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Bob Pettit, who we don't talk about a lot, but also great. Karl Malone. I'm gonna leave that one alone.
We do talk about him probably the correct amount.
Tim Duncan, if you ever heard of him, Steve Nash, Steph Curry, and Giannis.
Yeah.
And apparently Jokic is going to be on that list. I don't know. Here's my thing. It's like some years we really care about the whole, does this guy deserve 2 MVPs thing? And others we just don't. I'm sorry. When they're guarding, like Chuck kind of hit it on the head when he's like, they're guarding you with Draymond Green. Like
6'6".
If you put Draymond on Joel Embiid or Giannis, they would kill him. Like
he'd start having back problems again.
Yeah, no, it's like the old time joke that shit wouldn't be allowed to be uploaded to Pornhub. Like they would kill him. Yeah. It would be aggressive. Like this whole
Draymond would be crying in the parking lot trying to call who? LeBron now? Would he be trying to call LeBron?
Well,
who would he be trying to call?
I think that's
Kyrie?
a real thing that might happen. No, Kyrie can't play in San Francisco.
He can't play anywhere.
No, I'm just saying. I don't think San Francisco would allow him.
Oh, yeah, specifically San Fran.
I don't think he would be allowed to play games there. So I think that's a no for Kyrie, but a maybe for LeBron. The Jokic thing, I know that everybody's going to be like, it's a separate award. It's a separate award. Jokic to me is Westbrook for stat nerds. Yep. It's like people are like, look at this advanced stats. I'm like, are you watching this? He's like, no, he's better at defense this year. I'm like, I've watched the games. They have to play this garbage zone defense where he's in the middle doing nothing because he's terrible. And good teams like the Warriors are going to exploit it and just cut all over him. And it's gross. Like, I'm sorry. He plays one side of the ball and his team's okay. And you guys all had like an orgasm over it. So
can you set a timer for me for like 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. Nikola Jokic is a lovely player. On offense, sometimes he's entertaining to watch. He is an abject failure when it comes to playing defense. Now, I could make the jokes how he couldn't jump onto a curb. I could do all that stuff. The inside the NBA guys already do that. I don't need to do that. He's god awful at defense. I don't care about his improvement this year. He went from steaming pile of shit to a less steaming pile of shit. He can't play defense. He is on a team whose second best player, it's either Monty Morris or Aaron Gordon, Austin Rivers, and then everyone's going to say, well, Jamal Murray's hurt. Jamal Murray's been hurt this entire fucking time. The last time Jamal Murray was healthy, the Suns were still in a decade-long playoff drought. So I don't really care about Jamal Murray at the moment because he's not playing. It's like Kawhi Leonard. He's not playing. So you know what? Yeah, the Clippers, not that great this year. Nikola Jokic is bad at half of basketball. And we're going to give him back-to-back MVPs. Now, since everybody knows we're Suns fans, you're going to come at me and say, well, what about Steve Nash? What about Steve Nash? The years that he was winning MVP, we were either the best record in the NBA or close damn to it. So the Nuggets are awful. The Nuggets are terrible, and we're seeing it on national television. They have one good player, and he's good at half of the game of basketball.
I have something about the Jokic thing, too, that I just want everybody not to have a heart attack about. Just promise me you'll sit down, you have some tea, relax, think about this for a second. There is like this obsession with him that he's kind of casual and that he doesn't really care about getting better or about working out or about all this stuff. I'm like, that's the same criticism of Harden. That's actually quite literally the same thing, is that he kind of cares. Like, I'm not saying Jokic doesn't work on his game. I'm saying there's this obsession with like.
Oh, so I came in under the timer.
He's
That's good.
Super casual. Like, there's something to that. I know that people are going to have a heart attack, you know, when.
What do you mean there's something to that? The fact that this guy doesn't seem like he wants to get better, like another dude that we're talking about are his off-court habits. He's James Harden has now gotten himself kicked off of 2 teams. Not a great sign.
I'm sorry. Like, I don't find it funny. Like his whole like nonchalant, I don't really care about this, I could have done anything else type thing. It's like, that's not what you want.
When the going gets tough, I hate to use, he's a lunch pail kind of guy. I hate to use the trite cliche terms, but when shit doesn't go well for Jokic, we've now seen it twice. He just gets his ass kicked out of the game. Yeah, he just gets tossed. He just whines like a little shithead, and then he just does shit, starts bitching to the ref, and then he just gets tossed. Like, that's not.
By the way,
I don't know.
That whole thing on the bench wasn't great either. Between Monte Morris and Boogie, yeah. It's like, I don't know. Like, there's so much weirdness with that team. Like, even when Porter and Murray are healthy, there was a lot of quotes from Jokic where it's like, it's not my job to like police them, or it's like, you're the best player.
Yeah.
Like Chris Paul's whole thing is like, all of this is on me.
Yeah.
Every single part of this operation is on me.
Yeah.
And they all take after his personality. And so Jokic's like carefree attitude, I have to imagine, trickles down to the rest of them. And I don't know. I'm frankly sick of the Jokic conversation. Like, if you're going to say, hey, look, it's not the best player in the best team award. Okay, fair. It should have been Embiid.
How about not the best team on probably the worst playoff team?
It should have been Embiid. Like, Jokic is literally Westbrook 4 or 5 years ago. That's
either him or Giannis. I would not have been upset at either of them.
I can't do the Jokic thing again. I'm sorry. We just saw it.
He's bad at half of basketball. That has to matter. It has to. For MVPs, you need to do one. You need to at least be one of 2 things. You either need to have one of the best, if not the best record, or you need to be a two-way player. You can't be god-awful at defense, and you can't be a 6 seed.
And you can't do this whole thing where like he can't move. I get it. But he's just a zero threat off ball. He's like Harden in that way, where it's like, I know where he is. I could close my eyes. I could say where Jokic is if he doesn't have the ball.
Yeah.
Like it's, I don't know. I'm done with it. I feel like I'm being maybe mean at this point, but I'm done with it.
We're not being mean. I'm speaking truth to power. Nikola Jokic is not an MVP in this league, just like Russell Westbrook is not an MVP in this league. Let's see. So they're down 20 right now. Let me check. There's a minute 41 left in the game right now. I bet you Jokic has great stats today. Jokic, 26 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Like, oh my God, he had 8 free throws. He had 2 blocks. He had a steal. Oh my God. It's incredible.
Seriously. They're throwing Kevon Looney and Draymond Green at you. You should have 50.
And not only that, you don't have anybody else on the team. Like, you have 20 shots. Who else is taking the shots? You're allowing Will Barton to have almost as many shots as you? I get that somebody else has to take shots, but my guy, if you're the MVP and you're coming to the playoffs with this team, I don't know. It would seem to me like you'd be taking 40 shots a game.
Like, I don't know. There's a lot of this is Iverson 01 stuff, and it's like, not really, guys. Like, if you go back and really watch Iverson in 01, like, I think a lot of people have the Nuggets Iverson stuck in their head as to who he was. Iverson did all kinds of stuff off the ball. Like,
and they made the fucking finals.
Yeah, like, they were good. They were good. So I don't know. Like, I don't know if you guys have heard of the stat wins, but
matters to me.
I don't know, like, because I think you and I had this conversation when Devin was getting passed up for CJ McCollum, when McCollum was averaging like in the teens, Book was 25, 26 a game, the assists and rebounds were a wash. And the thing that was always told to us is he doesn't win enough. And I was always okay with it. I was always like, you know what?
So,
his team sucks.
Truth be told, it pissed me off, but it was just like, I mean, okay. Herm Edwards, you play to win the game. If the response is always you need to win, it's like, I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I 100%. Can't really argue that.
But I can't help but think, like, would it be the same? I have no idea. Like 3 or 4 years later, we're just gone the complete opposite way, where it doesn't matter how much you win. It just matters like your efficiency stats, I guess. It's like,
it started in 2017. It started with the Westbrook year because there wasn't really anybody that was standing out that year.
Well, that was perverted.
It was. As one of our favorite podcasters says, the NBA perverts won in 2017. Russell Westbrook, because he averaged a triple-double on, I believe they were a 6 seed, which, again, is just perfect. To check the 16-17 if research can get on.
They won 44 games, so I doubt they could have been higher than a 6 seed.
Yeah, like it's congratulations. You did a lot of shit on a bad team. There wasn't really another option for someone to do. Steven Adams was running away from rebounds. was literally running away from rebounds so that Russell Westbrook could get his triple doubles, which whatever. As I've said before on this podcast, if Russell Westbrook can do it, it's not that impressive. So
people got very upset about that.
Yeah, and that's fine because you know what? I think I'm right. Because
I'm kind of with you.
Remind me how many teams Russell Westbrook has actually contended on. 1.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. It's one of those things that, like, you just watch these games and you get angry because you remember back to last year, we did the same thing to him. We just cut all over the place and we killed you for putting him out there on defense because, like.
But anyways, Russell Westbrook isn't in the playoffs because what's happening right now with Nikola Jokic, he's going to be a back-to-back MVP, and it's going to piss me off because I care about this shit. Tim, you know me.
I care less about it than you do, for sure.
I care deeply about this shit. 2 MVPs, much less back-to-back. That's like,
the back-to-back I didn't do the research on that, but that's an even different list. I mean, it's pretty similar to the one I had, but there's only been 14 guys that have ever done it and that have won multiple. And
they're all like, you're listing them. It's all like top 15, top 20 players ever.
With the exception of Nash, it's all top 20 guys.
Yeah, and Nash is top, 40?
Yeah, 100%.
So, and again, the reason why Nash won those years was because the guy that had better stats was Kobe, and they were either missing the playoffs or barely making the playoffs while we had the best record. So that there's a rhyme or reason for it. I want to get your take on this because right now, because I was thinking, I'm like, okay, Jokic, he's not a two-way guy. if I were to put a tier 1 list of guys in the NBA right now, who would it be? And I think it's 6. I think we have 6. And in no particular order, because that's a whole other conversation. That's a whole other 2-hour long soliloquy. So we got Giannis, we got Embiid, we got Kevin Durant, we've got LeBron, we've got Jason Tatum, we've got Devin Booker. Those 6 guys are all A's to A pluses on both sides of the court. All of those guys, you plug them into any team, they make the team better, and they don't throw the team off such a way that they could get worse. There's guys like Jokic. There's guys like Steph. There's guys like Donovan Mitchell. They're either bad at half of the game. We haven't seen them in pressure moments, and the pressure moments that we have seen them in, they haven't gotten through, or they're just not healthy. So then you get the Steph Currys of the world. You get the Kawhi Leonards, the Anthony Davises of the world. You're just not healthy enough. The thing that all 6 of those guys have, with really the exception of KD and LeBron, but because they're so transcendently good at basketball and they're healthy enough to where they still crack that tier 1. What do you think?
I'm with you on it. You know, I can't help but think with the Durant stuff, as we were talking about MVPs, he's going to be in the Kobe conversation where he's a top 15 guy. No multiple MVPs, it looks like.
Yeah.
So with the tier 1 stuff, I'm really hoping that we get a Utah Phoenix matchup, just because I want the comparison to end. I watch a lot of basketball. I've seen Mitchell a lot. I've seen Booker a lot. It's just different. I'm telling you. When Chris went out, he averaged 7 assists. It's not the same thing. Devin's way more efficient, and the type of shots that he's making are way higher difficulty.
Well,
and Devin's mentality is so much better than Mitchell's. I mean, my enduring image of like Mitchell when things start going wrong is he starts pressing and panicking and doing the wrong thing. Whereas Devin played in the NBA Finals last year and really didn't push it once. His shooting stats weren't always over 50%. I've seen it. Chris was like on one arm.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I guess my thing is like between him and Mitchell, I don't think it's that close. And I hope that they get matched up, because the other thing is Devin is a much better defender than him.
Yeah.
And I would enjoy seeing it. The tier 1 stuff, Tatum's a tough one for me.
You said that. You've been pretty consistent about that, because
he had 2 like unbelievably disappointing years. I get how good he's been in the second half, by the way, of this year, not the whole year.
We're going to get to that, but yeah.
He had 2 consecutive years where they were just a disappointment, and he was heading for a third. By the way, he was right there until he turned it on in the last half of the season. So my thing with Tatum, if he can do this for a whole year, then okay, then we can do it. But I'm not willing to do it just because he had the buzzer beater against the Nets a couple days ago.
And I made the list a few days before that anyway, so that's not playing into the calculus. So you're saying that tier 1's 5. You got 5 people.
I would have 5 in there, and even
okay.
I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna
don't do it.
I mean I don't know. There's only one guy in there that's not in the playoffs, so
that's not where I thought you were going with this.
It's tough.
The 4 is yours.
It's tough to have the tier 1 guy that's not in the playoffs.
And who would that be, Tim?
Mr. LeBron James.
Okay.
It's kind of tough. I mean, obviously it's one of those things that it's kind of like a boxer with the belt. You got to be knocked out before you can just before you can be exiled from tier 1 in this league. But you missed the playoffs 2 out of 4 seasons in LA.
What did he do in
and the third one you got a first round bounce. So
What about the second year?
they won the Mickey Mouse Championship.
Oh, I
They won.
lob and whack.
Yep, they won the Mickey Mouse Summer Camp Championship. No parade, no fans.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but all of the teams were dealing with those same conditions, right?
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but the Lakers, didn't they have home court advantage?
They won
They
won the least satisfying NBA championship of my lifetime for their fans. And if their fans say anything different, they're fucking lying. And the other 3 years, you either missed the playoffs or got a first round bounce. So suck on that, Lakers fans.
Hey, you're not going to hear me defending Lakers.
There's no room on the bandwagon, by the way. Get the fuck out of here. They opened the door to you people last year in the playoffs, and you went the other way with it. So no, you're done. You're off. You're not allowed to root for Book as like the reincarnation of 24. None of it. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, because I mean, Devin's not a rapist, so he's not 8.
Yeah, can't do the 8 thing.
Yeah. So you mentioned the Utah Jazz and Donovan Mitchell. It's worth noting. I don't know if you know this, Tim, but Luka Doncic is not currently playing basketball. And I don't know if you know this, but Luka Doncic, his team, they played today.
Oh, I thought you were going to go with Luka that has a higher body fat percentage than both of us combined. But I guess, okay. Yeah.
Just a drive-by.
Yeah. All right.
Just a drive-by. No,
Right.
he's nursing an ankle right now. I'm not even worried about Luka. The problem.
I mean, it's amazing it didn't happen earlier.
The thing is, well, I mean, it's not like he's exercising or anything when we have hurt the ankle.
I'm just saying you got the extra weight coming down when you bounce.
Well, but he doesn't go up.
No. Yeah. Him and Jokic are they're ground players.
Yeah, they got set shots.
Yeah.
But so the Utah Jazz and the Dallas Mavericks, they played a game today. And the Utah Jazz lost against a Mavs team without Luka Doncic. I don't have many thoughts other than y'all should be ashamed of yourself.
Well, we're at the point where the Sixers were last year, I guess, with them, where all that's missing is the really bad exit interviews after a bad playoff loss.
Yeah.
This is where the Sixers were last year. I'm not the guy that loves blowing it up. My thing is, why don't we try to be better?
Yeah.
You guys thought about just trying to be better, about getting more pieces in. It doesn't seem like Mitchell wants to be there. Those rumors have been around forever. Gobert is liked by 0 people in the NBA. That matters to me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't see it. I've never seen it with this team. I've never been afraid of them. I'm not worried about them. They're hardly even on my mind when I was considering who might give us a good series.
So just for posterity, do you want to know who the leading scorer was for the Dallas Mavericks today?
I think it was Brunson.
It was Jalen Brunson with 41.
Yeah.
And then Maxi Kleber, 25 points off the bench, 8 for 11 from 3, which were all of his field goal attempts.
Yeah, I mean, Donovan Mitchell shot 13 for 30 today.
Yeah.
That's a thing that happened. So,
yeah.
Against nobody, by the way.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, guys.
I have nothing. I have nothing else. I'm perfectly comfortable with moving on. I just wanted to point out, just because it makes me happy, the Utah Jazz lost in a game that it shouldn't have even really been that close.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Luka stopped drinking sweet tea, and that
story incredible.
I think it's amazing that he's just got like a what's the Tom Segura podcast? He's got like a thirst buster of sweet tea, just
Kool-Aid.
walking around. Yeah,
Kool-Aid.
just walking. But Luka was sweet tea. Yeah. He was going and loading up in this big old thing. He's just carrying it around. Like, that's bad. That doesn't seem good.
Yeah.
No, it's the thing with Luka. I don't like the whole coming in to the season fat. Chris Paul used to play himself into shape, but he never showed up just humongous.
He never showed up like Raymond Felton.
Yeah, no, where you were just like, Jesus, like, do you need
like
to get?
You look like the most talented dude at like Lifetime.
No, I mean, he looked like someone who you'd be worried about him going in for the high school physical, where you're like, can he hold his breath as long as you need to? Like, you just like, Jesus. Like that's where he was at when he came in. And by the way, people think it's gotten better. Only slightly. That's literally only from game time.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. The Luka thing really bugs me because I liked him coming in, and obviously he's incredible to watch when he's on.
Yeah.
But these heliocentric offenses are not my favorite to watch. And his whole, I guess, demeanor and approach to life is not one that I'm super gung-ho about.
So I just heard in my ear someone say heliocentric. Is that correct?
Yes.
Because we have another game that we need to talk about.
Yeah, my favorite one of the day.
So this is the game that I took notes.
Yeah.
So Toronto, Philly. I've got a lot. I want to start with kind of a funny note. So in the first quarter, there was, I think like 3 minutes into the game, there was a shoving match. So do we think Embiid is a guy that would actually fight? Because we saw yesterday on the 17th, Jimmy Butler and Trae Young, who I would like to nominate as two recipients of the Fake Tough Guy Award.
Yeah.
Two guys that very much want the reputation of, oh, I'll beat your ass. I'll see you in the tunnel. Like, they point to the tunnel a lot, but then just kind of sit down on the bench.
Like Jokic, by the way.
Yeah.
Which, hey, Jokic's brothers. I'm not saying like if you see me, it's on site, but
I got you. No, we're fine.
Just, you think we could? Or you think we're okay?
I think we're
against
fine.
the Jokic brothers. All right.
Well, against both of the brothers?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't want them being like it's on site.
I doubt
or whatever they text or whatever they tweeted out.
I mean, I've been training a little this and that.
Yeah, no,
I think we might have a chance, but
I respect it.
They're pretty big dudes, and usually my advantage would be that I am larger. That would be neutralized pretty heavily. So the more I think about it, I think we have like a 0% chance against the Jokic brothers. But if it was just against Jokic, I think we would have a good chance. So, but no, do we think Embiid is a fighter?
I don't.
No?
Embiid, I don't think he'd actually do it. I don't think he'd actually take the swing.
Yeah.
I think he would do what Jokic did last year when he got all
just
ass hurt and started like chest bumping Booker, who's about 7 inches shorter than him. I think that's what it would be. So
was it Campaign that he hit?
I believe it was Payne,
the smallest guy on the roster.
And then Booker came, was like, what the fuck? And then he put his chest into him.
That's right.
Yeah, that was cool. Awesome stuff.
So on a scale of 1 to fuck yes, how happy are you that James Harden just looks like a complete shell of himself? Or how about this? He looks like a total fat suit of himself.
It's a long con for me with some guys in the league. Tony has a gift for finding people early who are going to be good. Tony famously went to one of Booker's first games.
No, not one of. His first game in Phoenix.
Played his first game, and he texted me saying this guy's going to be great. And he's never texted me that about another Suns player, which actually is surprising to me. Tony has a knack for finding people that are going to be good early.
Because we don't normally get them.
No. I can spot the people who are going to flame out eventually. Yeah. It's one of my dark gifts. And Harden has been on the radar for a long, long time.
We're looking at you, Carson Wentz.
Yeah, Carson Wentz is up there. I don't even want to say the other names right now because I'm not doing so well on some of them. But the Harden thing, if you're going to be a professional athlete and have such open disregard for your well-being, your health, and you're going to play the sport in a way that is so gross and disgusting,
terrible,
that karma, the basketball gods, whatever you want to say, just throw up while they're watching it, can't last forever. I did the freak out when he came to Philly. I did it. It looked great for a week.
As
I did it on this podcast.
The first couple dates are always great. The first time you spend the night, it's great. There's no problems. There's no arguments. There's no, hey, now that we've been out a few times, now we're actually having to make decisions on where we want to go eat. What do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do? Then you start having those arguments. It's percolating, and we're there. And it was a very short amount. It only had to marinate for just a little bit. Didn't take that long.
I was watching the game with my girlfriend on the couch. She watched his before halftime buzzer beater shot where he dribbled the air out of the ball for 23 seconds and took a step back. And she's like, wow, that was a bad shot. Like, just doesn't watch basketball. The only time she's ever...
Is this one of those moments? My 3-year-old son came in today and said, Dad.
Yeah, no, it's not one of those. I love those, but it's not one of those. Doesn't watch basketball. The only basketball game I can confirm she's seen is one I took her to. And she was like, that doesn't seem like a good shot. I'm like, no, because it was gross as hell. Yeah. So, he's a good third option, I guess, now.
Oh. I mean, yeah, behind Tyrese Maxey.
Maxey, the only two people that are younger than him to score 38.
I love Maxey. Hot take, obviously, but
Magic and LeBron. Only two that have scored 38 that were younger than Maxey.
Whoa, hold on.
In a playoff game.
Hold on. Say that again, because I'm going to cut that out. What did you just say?
He is the third youngest player in NBA history to score 38 in a playoff game. The only two that were younger were Magic and LeBron. That's it. That's the list.
Really?
That's the list.
Tyrese Maxey. Good for you. Good for you,
so,
kid. He's everything that I want to say about James Harden, the fact that he just can't get by anybody anymore, but he's big enough to where he can get in the paint and then just put his head down, wait until there's contact, and then flail every limb up in the air and hope that the ball goes towards the rim and hope that he gets a call. Tyrese Maxey doesn't do that at all. Tyrese Maxey is very fun to watch. He is the diamond in the manure pile. That is,
TNT announcers actually called Harden the strongest player in the NBA today. I think it was Weber. They were like, he's the strongest player. I'm like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Like, what are you talking about? They had this whole like jerk off session to him. We had like 14 points with 4 minutes left in the fourth. Like, it's like, what's going on?
Vaunted strong man, mentally tough, great teammate.
Yeah,
legend Chris Webber.
It was garbage. I hated every second of it. Yeah. But it was like this weird, like, it was kind of like what they used to do with Manning on Monday Night Football that last year.
Oh, his handoffs. Oh, yeah, my God.
Like,
he knows which side to go to.
It's just terrible. But I'm actually enjoying it because I don't know why ASU has produced some of the most unlikable
Barry Bonds,
Harden.
Yeah.
Like, that's tough.
But then Pat Tillman. So like on the complete opposite spectrums.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's one of those things that's like
all over the place.
It's all over the place.
And then Michael Phelps. I don't think anyone's called him Mike Phelps.
Yeah, he doesn't go to he didn't go to ASU though.
I thought
he just coaches there. No, he just coaches there.
Yeah. He's ingratiated himself so well in the community.
100%. But the Raptors, I'm sorry, you don't have it. How many picks is a coach worth? Nick Nurse would be at the top of the list for most people as to how much they would give up for him.
Which the last time we did that, it worked out great for Brad Stevens.
Still can't overcome it. There's a reason coaches make about 1/10 of the max guys on their team. It's well known. A coach can make a difference, but it's mostly a mental difference. And he can't really change the physical differences when you've got Fred VanVleet taking most of your shots.
Which, by the way, hey, Fred, we love you here at the
Love to have you
1020
in
pod.
Phoenix.
Fred, you are a great NBA or good NBA player. If Fred VanVleet's your highest
Number
volume
1, 2,
shooter,
and 3. Yeah, no, not good.
it's not what you want.
In a playoff game, it's not good. Their saving grace is that Matisse Thybulle can't play road games for them. So I guess maybe they can steal one in Toronto. I would expect them to win game 3. If I was a betting man, it's one of the best bets going when a team's up 2-0 and they're going home, or down 2-0 going home.
Did you see after Tyrese Maxey had like this high energy play, he got a layup, and then because Harden was open, he started yelling at him. Did you see that?
I saw it. I saw a lot of awful Harden stuff that if you're not paying attention to, you'll never see. But the stupid, like, his whole I only pass if it's less than 3 seconds on the shot clock thing is like, I hate it. I hate it so much because it kind of diminishes. Like when people look back at the Nash stats, they think that's what it was. And it just wasn't.
Yeah.
Like he was getting those assists with like 18 seconds left on the shot clock.
Yeah.
And was setting people up like that. That's what made 11 assists a game, 13 assists a game that impressive. The Harden thing, I hate it. I hate watching it. I still hate watching it. I don't think Embiid enjoys it anymore.
Embiid is doing it. Embiid's playing now. Is Embiid as bad about it as Harden is? No. But now, I mean, they took 30 free throws today. League average is 21. They took 30.
It's, it's a good point. I just
they're such a bummer to watch. Like, unless you're a 76ers fan, they are what the Rockets used to be. And I wonder why that's the case. It's because James Harden's a bummer to watch. He just is. He's taken advantage. He's taken advantage of all the different loopholes in the rules, which, hey, by the way, I'm not one of those guys where it's like, oh, it should be a foul, all this stuff. It is. He's figured out a way to maximize his not willing to work hardness. And he's been able to take the shortcuts that have been availed to him.
He's found every shortcut. Yeah.
And you know what? Hey, he's made, I don't know how many hundreds of millions of dollars.
I think he's the highest paid in terms of NBA salary right now.
Great. So he's obviously winning in that regard.
Congratulations.
But as someone who watches, I mean, especially the playoffs, 98% of the action, and the only 2% is when there's multiple games on, and my eyes can't literally be watching 2 games at once. It's just a bummer. It's aesthetically displeasing, and it's just boring. Because it's just, you know what I don't like doing? I don't like just watching someone dribble the air out of the ball, and then when it's like 6 seconds left, I'm just going to literally run forward until I can't run forward anymore. Then I'm going to fall. And as I'm falling, just throw the ball up. And then if I don't get a call, I'm going to get up, have my arms extended out like this, and act like the referee just saw me got shot in the back of the head and, said that there's no blood, so no foul.
Yeah, I'm with you.
It sucks.
It does suck. We're going to be doing a lot more of these games. Our goal is to be doing a lot more of these pods throughout the playoffs as we go.
Absolutely.
You'll be hearing from us a lot over the next few weeks. Our goal is to break down most of, if not every playoff game in some meaningful fashion.
Or non-meaningful. Or non-meaningful.
Not everything has to mean something. Sometimes it just happens, like the Heat Hawks game the other night. So, Tony.
That's a perfect way to end this.
We have a TikTok. Follow us, Tim and Tony Pod.
Yes.
I am on Instagram at TLeDuc32. Tony, where are you?
I'm at TFelix3412 and on TikTok at TFelix3412. Someone stole 3412.
We're everywhere. Follow the pod. Keep listening. We'll have a lot more episodes coming up.
And follow the YouTube channel, guys. Tim and Tony Pod. Thank you so much. And of course, I one of these days I'm gonna have to go back and I'm gonna have to cut every single one because
Haven't we done that?
No, we haven't done it yet.
Oh,
So because I always add in different names, and
Yeah,
I think it would be really cool if I did like a super cut of all of them to see who all of the people that I've named in it have been.
you'll be seeing that as a TikTok. Very soon.
Absolutely. So, Ted Cruz, James Harden, Rudy Gobert, Donovan Mitchell, Robert Sarver.
It's a good one.
You got anybody? Please go fuck yourself. Elvis Monroe, please do us a favor. Go ahead and play us out.
One day, someday, fiction girl. She's my one day, someday. She's my one day, someday. Gotta have her, gonna call her baby. One day, someday. She's gonna call me baby, gonna have a family. I can see it in her eyes. Our future's so, so bright. Gonna wake up by his side. One day, someday. She's my one day, someday. Fiction girl. She's my one day, someday.